All right. Welcome, everybody. We are so happy you're here with us today. My name is Kelly Harrison. I am Assistant Director for LSU Professional Development, and I will be serving as your moderator for today's webinar, all about paralegal studies. Today we have with us Ms. Andrea Ash. She is the coordinator for the paralegal program. And we also have Noel Malonzo, who is one of our esteemed instructors. So a little bit later on, they will introduce themselves and tell you a little bit about what they do and how they incorporate into the program. I think that's the last slide, Andrea.
Yeah.
Or is it the first slide? Okay, you can go to the next one.
Yep, there you go.
Thank you. Okay, so today, like I said, we'll be talking about introductions. Andrea and Noel will be introducing themselves. We'll talk about what a paralegal is and what that means for you. Who is the qualified audience to take our courses, the paralegal program, the admission requirements, why paralegal studies, what makes our program so unique and special. Tuition and fees, we'll go over that. Noel will cover instructor highlights. And the curriculum will show you the curriculum that you will be taking throughout the program. Give you real world application insights, things that will allow you to, the program will allow you to show, implement what you learn in the program to real world applications. Will show how it transverses. And the important dates as far as application deadline, the start of the semester, and we'll go over any questions you may have. Now with the questions, if you don't mind, please put them in either the chat or the Q&A so that we can answer all of them at the end, because you may find if you have a question, it'll be answered later on throughout the presentation. Okay. And next, please. I already introduced myself, Kelly Harrison, and Andrea Ash, like I said, she's the program coordinator, and Noel is one of the instructors in the paralegal program. If you need to get in touch with any of us, you see our email addresses at the bottom of the screen. Okay, Andrea. All right, Andrea, take it away.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. I am your program coordinator, so I do serve as the primary point of contact for all new students through the very beginning, from when you inquire about the program, as you go through the program, all the way up until graduation. I help with just advising you, making sure you're taking the correct courses as you go through the program. Once you graduate, we all try to help with job placement, myself and all the instructors. We also, we run an internship, so I coordinate and teach the internship class. And then a big part of my job is just making sure that we maintain ABA guidelines and standards. So that's, like I said, the main parts of what I do in the program. Just a little bit about myself. I got my undergraduate degree from Assumption College in Massachusetts, and then I got my paralegal certificate from Boston University. I've worked in the field since 2007 as a paralegal, and also am a member of AFB, which is the American Association for Paralegal Education, and also a member of the Baton Rouge Paralegal Association here in Louisiana. I know a lot of you have asked me this question, those of you I've met with personally. A lot of people want to know, what exactly is a paralegal? How is a paralegal different from an attorney? A paralegal is the right-hand person of an attorney. They assist attorneys by doing legal research and writing briefs and memos. They interview clients and witnesses. They summarize depositions. They draft pleadings, and they do investigative work. They work in law firms, corporations, government agencies, such as, for example, the FBI. We've had paralegals that have gone on to work for the FBI, and it's a really cool, different kind of experience. There's a lot of things you can do as a paralegal, not just, working in a law firm. Like I said, there's many different things that you can do, which makes it a really interesting field to get into. So who is this program for? It is great for people who are interested in law school, people who are changing careers, people who are re-entering the workforce. I was actually going to play a little video for all of you from one of our instructors who talks about, you know, who the program is great.
I can't hear the volume, Andrea. Is there a way to turn it up? Let's see.
Is it not playing the volume at all?
I don't hear it. Noel, do you hear the volume?
Very low, very low.
Let me see. It has it all the way up on the video itself. Let me see.
Jonathan can't hear it either, he says.
Okay. Okay. Let me see.
Yeah, no volume.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Let's see. Unmute. If not, if it still doesn't work, then I'll just send it to everyone, and they can watch it because it's all the way up on my end, the volume. Not sure. It is still. No?
No.
No, okay. Okay.
Technology, you gotta love it, right?
I know. But basically, it's like I said, I'll send you all the video, but it is like she says, it's there's two different kind of buckets of people in the paralegal program. There are those who are interested in going to law school, and there are those who are interested in being paralegal and upskilling, you know, their current credentials or reentering the workforce. And so the program is really great for people who are by nature organized and very detail oriented. Let's see. So why the LSU Paralegal Studies program? One of the great things about our program is that we have the resources of the state's largest university, and then the personal attention of a small student-friendly program. We never have more than 30 students in a classroom. We're relatively small. That gives the students a lot of interaction with each other, and with their instructors. And so everyone really gets to know each other as they go through the program. We are the only non-credit paralegal program in Louisiana that is approved by the American Bar Association. And we also offer the flexibility to be full or part-time, which really works well for our students who do work full-time. And, you know, they can't go full-time because they have full-time in the program because they have a full-time job. And so the program allows them to go part-time at night so they can still maintain a job during the day. And it makes it really feasible just for a lot of our students to participate in the program. Another great aspect of our program is that all of our instructors are experienced lawyers, judges, paralegals. They have extensive experience in the legal field. They aren't just professors who teach our students at night. They work by day in the legal field, and they have a lot of experience to offer you. We also have an advisory committee, which is made up, as for those of you who can see, it's made up of paralegals, lawyers, judges from the community, all sorts of different people who are just interested in the program, the current president of the Baton Rouge Paralegal Association. And then we always have a student representative on the advisory committee as well. And as I said before, we are a member of the American Association for Paralegal Education, and it is the nation's largest organization dedicated to promoting paralegal education. Also, as a student in the Paralegal Studies program, you'll have access to our Career Center on campus, the LSU Law Library, the LSU Middleton Library. You'll have the opportunity to get a Tiger card if you'd like. You'll also have access to the Student Health Center. And at the end of the program, you do have a small graduation ceremony that we do for just our paralegal students. And this is just a testimonial from one of our graduates of the program. He said, the paralegal program, all in all, has been a great experience. The reputation is awesome. It is ABA accredited and it's inclusive in a big university. I'm grateful that I took advantage of it. As far as admission requirements go, we do recommend that all of our students have a bachelor's degree. However, if you don't have a bachelor's degree, you can be considered for admission if you have at least 45 hours of college credit and at least a 2.3 GPA. Without the bachelor's degree, you would also have to take an entrance exam in order to qualify for the program. As far as our transfer admission requirements, we can only accept transfer credits from another ABA approved paralegal studies program. And we can only accept up to 10 credit hours of those ABA approved paralegal courses. And they also have to maintain at least a C in order for them to be transferable. As far as the program cost goes, the total cost with fees is around $5,200. There is a non-refundable application fee for $35. And then you'll pay a $35 graduation fee when you are getting ready to complete the program. And then there are cost associated fees dependent on the cost of your textbooks for each course. And so now I'm going to introduce to you Noelle, and she's going to talk to you a little bit about herself and the courses that she teaches in the program.
Hi, everybody. I'm so glad to see so much interest in the program. That's great news for us. My name is Noelle Steffes-Malasaw. I'm an instructor with the program. I have been an instructor with this program for the last 11 years. I'm also a practicing attorney. That's my full-time job, if you will. I practice in the areas of bankruptcy law, commercial litigation, and restructuring. So I'm not the kind of lawyer you want to know, if that helps. I have been practicing for 16 years. As you can see, I have my undergraduate degree from LSU. I graduated with my JD from Loyola University in New Orleans. I am a frequent speaker at various seminars for CLE credit. I do contribute publications to local bar organizations, including the Baton Rouge Bar and Louisiana State Bar. I was a member of the Louisiana State Bar Association. Its bankruptcy section for a number of years also. So that's about me. And all the classes I teach. Okay. Well, let me start with, you'll see on the left, there's required courses. These are the courses that you must take in order to graduate from the program. And on the right, you see that we have a number of electives we offer. One thing to note about the electives, we don't offer every elective every semester. So we do mix them up. So for instance, you might have administrative law offered in fall and bankruptcy offered in spring. With respect to the required courses, I teach the Principles of Paralegal Studies course. This is a course where we focus on two different things. First, I focus on you as a paralegal and what that means for your career. What do you have to do? What characteristics are going to make you an efficient and effective paralegal when you get out there? Andrea mentioned organization. That's a big one. You have got to be organized as a paralegal. You've got to be detail oriented. And the reason for that is because you're my right-hand person, okay? You have to keep my calendar because I may not do such a good job at it, right? So you're always kind of checking everything that I'm doing. If you think of it as a checks and balances system, I might throw it on the calendar, but I'm going to make sure that you also have it down. You'll also be responsible for just in daily operations, day-to-day operations of the law firm and what calendaring, I should say, getting files ready and such of that nature. And those are some of the things that we talk about in the principles class. I teach you how to do that essentially. I also go through a number of different types of law with you because I think it's important for you to not only know about what does the paralegal do, but also what kind of law are you going to be interested in practicing? Do you want to be in the public sector, the private sector? Are you interested in contracts? Are you interested in the criminal area of the law? So that's what we do in the principles course. And the elective courses, currently I teach bankruptcy law, business organizations, contract law, criminal law, and I believe there's another one, and real estate law. And the specific elective courses are going to be geared towards just that topic. So while we might touch on different types of law in the principles class or in some of your other required courses, these electives are going to spend the entire semester in detail with an understanding of both the substantive nature of these types of law and objective. A screenshot of Moodle. I don't know how many of you are familiar with Moodle, having used it perhaps in your undergrad studies, but we do here at LSU Online use Moodle to communicate, to post quizzes, tests, Zoom lectures. That's obviously something that we just started doing because LSU has had to move online. It's fairly easy to operate. You can kind of see a screenshot here. You can see I posted for the week a syllabus and then notes for the various chapters that we're going to discuss. If you look to the right, you'll see news. I will always communicate with you about what we're going to cover for a class. If there's any job openings that Andrea's come across that she wants me to post, I'll post them there. And then of course, any material that you have to have. My courses, I do not require a textbook because I provide detailed outline notes, if you will. So I don't require a textbook, but you do need to make sure that you check Moodle to grab the outlines that I post. And you'll see again, like chapter 1, chapter 2, and 11, everything's online. For the upcoming semester, we will have online courses via Zoom. So you'll get a link and you'll be able to download that link, open the Zoom app, and we'll all be together having virtual class. I will still be using Moodle to post the instructional notes, any quizzes. Sometimes I do crossword puzzles. I've done bingo before. So anything like that, any extra lessons that we might have, I'll post there. But you won't be in a traditional classroom setting, of course. You'll be on an online Zoom, similar to what we're doing right now. Okay, as far as real world application, you can see a few bullet points here. So first of all, writing clear and effective legal memos. You are going to learn both in my class and in another class how to write a legal memo, whether it's a memo to the attorney with respect to some issue that you've been asked to research, or if it's a memo or a memorandum of law to actually be filed in the case record. You will also understand how the state and federal legal systems work, how the appellate system works. One thing I should note, in all of my classes, Louisiana is what we call a civil law state. Every other state in this country is a common law state. So the material that you will be using will be common law oriented. What I do in my classes is I actually give you the civil law version also. So you'll get Louisiana terms and definitions, and you'll also have the common law terms and definitions. And that way, if you choose to go out of state to further your career, You won't have to say, wait, to give you an example, the time within which you have to file a suit, we refer to as prescription in the civil law. And in the common law, they call it a statute of limitations. So you'll have all that terminology so that if you do go out of state and they say, well, what's the statute of limitations on this suit? You don't go, I wonder what that means. You'll know what it is. You'll also interview clients and witnesses. That's a big part of what I do. My paralegals handle most of the client interaction when we do bankruptcy filings. Ethics, although you're not licensed and admitted to practice, you are required by your employers, if you will, to uphold the same ethical standards that an attorney does. So in the principles course, we actually go through the Louisiana Code of Professional Responsibility and give you an idea of what you can and cannot do. Describe basic concepts of business organizations and contract law. That is something that you will learn primarily in my class. And then if you take one of my electives, it's more detailed. We go into a little detail there. Research legal problems, primary and secondary resources. You'll be looking at this in legal case analysis and in legal research. You'll actually learn how to do internet research, whether it's on Lexis or Westlaw. Both very similar. I believe you get a Westlaw account through the program. Is that correct, Andrea?
Yes.
So you'll be versed in Westlaw, but again, if you're go to work somewhere that uses Lexis, they're very similar. And then finally, drafting. That's going to be the most important thing that you do as a paralegal is going to be drafting pleadings. And those are the actual documents that are filed in the court. And we can move to the next one probably. Andrea, I'll let you talk a little bit about this. If you want me to discuss hiring, I can.
Yeah, so according to the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, the paralegal industry is expected to grow 12% through 2028, which is much faster than the national average. The median pay as of 2019 of a paralegal was $51,740. I wanted to take a look at that poll to see what you all answered actually on that question. As far as what is the average entry-level salary of a paralegal. And 93% of you got it right. It was $38,000 is the average entry-level salary of a paralegal. That is with zero experience, coming from no background whatsoever.
And before you get your national certification. Right. We should mention that in addition to this certification, you can also take the opportunity to get one of 2 other national certifications. That would also increase how much you make. I always say be practical. Why do you want more initials behind your name? Because you get more money, right?
Right. Right. So that was correct. And also, I was going to take a look at what is the average time frame to gain employment after program completion. So for the purposes of our program, the average usually is 3 months. Within 3 months of graduating, our students usually find work, especially those who participate in the internship their last semester. They are more likely to find a job than those who do not participate in the internship. So those are pretty close though. You guys got those. Those are good numbers. We forgot to mention the other one. What can a paralegal do? And you all got it right. 100%, all of the above. Investigative work, write briefs, memos, and interview clients. Awesome. Good job, everyone. Let's see. Oh, let me do that. Okay. You can all see that?
Yes.
Yeah, so everybody got it. Awesome. Okay. Okay. So. And then the last slide here is just a testimonial from me saying that I believe that the guidance and training the students receive in the program will prove invaluable in their careers as legal professionals after graduation. and that I'm confident that our students are prepared for success in the workplace. And just a reminder that the fall application deadline is August 8th, and classes will begin on August 24th. And you can apply online at our website and just submit the $35 application fee, and any official college transcripts you would submit directly to me to complete your application. And that is it.
And that concludes our webinar for today. I do see a question in the questions and answers section. I will read that. If you guys have any questions, please remember to put them in the Q&A section so I can, oh, I see some in chat too, great. Okay, let me do Q&A first. The question is, if you do not meet the entrance requirements, you may be able to apply as an exceptional student. What do these exceptions consist of?
Sure. The exceptional student is a student who has no educational background. However, they've worked in the legal field for an extensive amount of time, over 5 years. And so they have a different application process than our students who have degrees. And so if you have an extensive experience in the legal field, you can email me or contact me and we can talk more about how that application process works.
Okay. Duration, I believe, says, are there any financing options for the program?
So we do not offer financial aid because it's a non-credit program, and financial aid doesn't help with non-credit programs. However, we do have some financing options through institutions such as Campus Federal Credit Union, which offers continuing education loans to our students. We've had a lot of students have success using them as they go through the program. Other than that, there isn't really, a financing option per se. Once you're in the program, there are some scholarships available, but you have to be in the program already to qualify for those scholarships.
And I'll pipe in on this one. There are two possible opportunities if you fit in the particular category. So if you are a veteran and you receive post 9/11 benefits, then our program is approved by the VA to have that covered. So paralegal program is an approved program for veterans to use their education benefits for that. And then also we work with Louisiana Workforce Commission to offer and underemployed individuals scholarships. And the criteria is set by EmployBR, or Louisiana Workforce Commission, excuse me, and EmployBR. So there's an application that you fill out, and once you're approved by them, then you contact us and we go ahead and fill out your curriculum and your schedule for your entire program, and EmployBR would pay for the program for you.
Are we still approved by rehab?
Yes, actually. Okay. Yes, and
okay.
vocational, thank you, and vocational rehabilitation as well. Just to go back quickly, it's not just EmployBR, it's any of the job force, workforce investment places that are within Louisiana. So we had someone from, I want to say Cameron Parish, but no, that's not correct. But anyway, the equivalent in your parish, if you qualify for Louisiana Workforce Commission, the unemployment or underemployed scholarship, you can reach out to your local area and they will be able to assist you with that. Or if you need any further information, just shoot me an email and I can help point you in the right direction. Let's see, that's answered. Is the internship offered during the summer?
Yes, it's offered in all semesters, summer, fall, and spring.
Okay, this question says, how will we be tested? I'm assuming you mean the entrance exam? Is that what you're referring to as being tested? Okay. In the courses. Okay. So how will you be tested in the courses?
Well, if you want, Andrea, I can go ahead and address that.
Yeah.
Every instructor is going to have their own method. Some of us have a midterm and final. Some of us will have quizzes during the semester, a midterm and final. We might have just a final. Other classes, I think Dorothy Sullivan's class, the practicing paralegal, is like this. You'll have an actual project that will encompass your final exam. That will be it. The test, at least for me, they're going to be short answer, multiple choice, true, false. Most instructors are going to give a midterm, a final, and have a few homework or quiz assessments mixed in. And it's going to be a standard, multiple choice type test.
Okay. What is the difference between a credit and non-credit program?
Sure. So our program does not, I'll answer this as the best I can, but is not for college credit. So we have what's called continuing education units. And so that's what our students receive, our CEUs. And so the courses are, for instance, not transferable towards a degree. And you can't apply degree credits towards the program, vice versa. I don't know if that makes sense.
Okay. What are the times of the afternoon classes?
Sure. So all of our courses for the majority are from 6 to 8:30 p.m. Central Time. And as far as there are a couple of course electives, they're not mandatory, obviously, because they're electives, but there are a couple of course electives that run at 3 p.m. But those are, it's up to you if you decide to take a 3 p.m. course elective. But like I said, the majority of our courses all begin at 6 in the evening.
And has anyone completed this program while finishing their bachelor's degree?
Yes, we've had quite a few students in their senior year decide to go through the program, and they'll take these courses at night while they're completing their bachelor's degree during the daytime.
Okay, another question is, I know this hinges on COVID-19, but if the spring semester is actually on campus, are all classes at night or will some be during the day as well?
So all of our classes are always at night, even pre-COVID-19. We always had evening courses just because it makes it easiest for our students who work during the day. We are planning to still offer virtual live online in the spring. With the decision is yet to be made as to whether we will offer both, like a mixture of on-campus and online, but we'll still offer the virtual webinar style courses in the springtime.
Okay. Are electives based more on our interests, or are there some more conducive for finding Louisiana employment faster?
Do you want to weigh in on that, Noel?
Sure, I think, no problem. I think the electives are actually going to be based more on your interest and more so than helping you necessarily gain employment. The internship is what's going to help you with getting employment, because it's going to help you get your feet in the door of the legal profession. You'll meet, a number of lawyers and other paralegals and such, and that's what's really going to help you with job placement. In addition to, we keep a job bank, if you will, where lawyers, judges, whomever it may be, whether it's private companies or public companies, are looking for someone. And we also update that, and you can access that and see what's there. But the electives that you're going to take, you're really going to want to take based on what you're interested in, because they're going to tie into different types of law primarily. I think there are some based on something I'm not good at, which is technology, and how to create computer designs and such, which would be something that you would use if you were looking to work for a trial attorney, for instance.
Yes, anything heavily technology-based is definitely going to help you find a job in the legal field.
Absolutely, because I can tell you right now that the attorneys, we don't know how to do it. Okay, we rely on you. I mean, I'm going to be 100% honest. We rely on you 100% with types of things because we're just not as we're older, right? For the majority, most of us are older, and we're not as computer advanced, I guess you could say, as y'all are.
How long have you been offering this program?
So the program has been around since, I believe, the early 1980s. We became approved by the American Bar Association in 1993. So we've been around a while.
Okay. Then we'll go back to our Q&A. Would someone be able to keep a full-time job while completing their internship?
That would be kind of hard to do, and depending on where your internship is. I mean, the internship is during the daytime, so you would have to complete those hours during, you know, a Monday through Friday daytime schedule. So I guess it depends on the type of job that you have. We do offer the option for students who do work full-time and they cannot complete the internship. We do offer them the opportunity to take an additional elective in place of the internship.
Okay. And I believe the last question is, are all fall classes going to be held online?
Yes, they're all going to be held online in Zoom, kind of like we're meeting now, but in a webinar style. And then we'll use Moodle as well. Like Noelle discussed earlier, we use Moodle for posting assignments and the syllabus and discussions and things like that.
I can just say, just from asking the students, obviously we had to do this transition last semester because of COVID-19 midway through. And I can just tell you that the students I taught in the 2 courses I taught, they loved having online classes because we would also record the session. So if for some reason they were unable to attend that class due to some other conflict, whether it's work or they're sick or they have a sick kid or whatever it may be, they still got the benefit of seeing the entire lecture because it's recorded and saved to Moodle.
Nice. Would this help, would this program help a librarian get a position working in a law library?
Well,
No, you actually, for the law librarian position, you have to be an actual librarian. You have to have a bachelor's degree in the science of library, whatever it is that they call that, the exact name, I don't know, but no.
It's
yes.
information library sciences or something like that.
Right, right.
Yeah, so I have met students who had their bachelor's degree in library science and then they went on to get the paralegal certificate. And so it did help them get a job, you know, in a law firm having both.
Oh, well, yeah. Yeah, and if she says she has it, then yeah,
she does have it, yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Just the program itself would not help. You would have to have the MLIs.
Yeah, you'd have to have both. Yeah, so you would be good actually, I think. Yeah.
I think that's it. Does anyone have any more questions for us? Going once.
Kelly, I think there's one in the chat.
I don't. Let's see. Oh, thank you. Are you offering this program online during next fall semester and next year as well? Thank you, Teresa.
Yes. So you mean like on the virtual live online webinar style like we're doing now, that we'll be offering it the same way.
Okay, next fall and next year as well. Okay. Okay. All right, everyone. Well, you have our contact information. If you need anything, please reach out to us. We are very happy you joined us today. We hope you learned a lot and learned some information that will help you make a decision for your career. And we would love to have you as part of the LSU family. So thank you so much, and let us know if you need anything.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.